Good morning, I'm Casey with This Old Greenhouse. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. So I'm in the kitchen again with tomatoes, a lot of them. It is August and we have so many tomatoes coming in and I've got to do something with them because my freezers are full. So I'm going to make a creamy tomato sauce with no skins, no seeds, and a very easy way to do it. So in the past, it was just a tedious process. I would have to put the tomatoes on the stove in hot water, move them over to a cold water bath, remove the skins, put them through a food mill, all that sort of stuff. Not anymore. Now I found the key to doing this is using a blender, and I'm going to show you guys how I do that. So the first step is washing them and removing all the cores, and then I'm going to bring my blender over here. We're going to slice them in half, put them down the blender, and then move on to the next step. Now I promise y'all this is so much easier to do than the old way I've done it before. It shaves a lot of time off of this. Now you can also do this with frozen tomatoes, and I'll make another video for that because I have some in my freezer that I need to do. Okay, so it's blended and the seeds and the skins are still in here, not removed. And one reason why I removed them is because I think they add a little bit more bitter taste to the sauce, which I don't want. So this is how you get it out. Use a wire basket right here. You can get these anywhere. Walmart, dollar store is actually where I got this one. And I'm going to take this off here. And I'm going to pour my sauce right through this strainer. And this is going to remove all of the skins and all of the seeds so quickly. Y'all, it's amazing. I'm telling you. I take a little whisk and I just run it through here just to get the sauce to go down through here pretty quickly. See all those seeds? They're left behind. All of the juices are down here. So I'm going to do that until I get all of these tomatoes run through here, and then I'll meet you guys at the next step. So I've got this in here, and I think I have some more tomatoes to fill it up one more time. And then I've got sauce in here. And I've got this full, so I'm going to have to fill this up. Y'all, I've got a lot of tomato sauce, and this was so quick. This would have taken me so long to do without the blender. Currently, I'm cooking my sauce on the stove. I'm going to bring it to a boil and let it simmer, and then we're going to thicken it up. In the meantime, I've got my jars in here warming. All right, I'm back, guys. It's been a bit. I have been letting this sauce cook down, and it's actually taken a while on the stove, but that's kind of the process if you're using fresh tomatoes. Okay, jars are almost simmering. I'm going to go ahead and put our lids and rings in here, get them heated up. Now I'm going to start adding some lemon juice into these jars. Now since these are pint jars, you're going to want to put a tablespoon. You also have a couple more options. You can do vinegar or you can do citric acid powder, but I'm going to use lemon juice this time. And on this recipe, it calls for a 1/2 inch headspace. Now one thing about tomato sauce that's really good is whenever you go to open it, you can put your own flavors in it, like if you want to use it for salsa or soup or pizza sauce or things like that. You can change it up according to what you want to use it for. You want to make sure you wipe the rim of your jars down. Now I'm going to use my metal lids, except for one jar I'm going to use a Tatler. And I'm just going to do that to show you the differences on those lids. Now where you use a Tatler, you have to do 1 inch headspace as opposed to 1/2 inch. Now I'll start with the Tatler. Tatlers come with 2 different pieces. You're going to want to look at these because these lids are reusable and these rings are reusable. So there's some little grooves on the underside of this lid, and whenever you can them, the next time you use them, there'll be grooves on one side of this ring. You want to make sure the next time you turn it the opposite way, where the smooth side hits those grooves. Now the Tatler lids don't get tightened quite as much as the metals. So basically the way they say to do it on the website is, first of all, get it on there even. Put your band on. Make sure the jar is sitting on a very smooth surface. I do it on my cooktop. And when it starts spinning, they say it's as tight as it needs to be. So that's that on that one. Now, as far as the metal lids, fingertip tight is what they call that. Just tighten it on there. Now what you're going to do is put the jars back down in here. You're going to want to make sure that there is water covering at least 1 to 2 inches over the top of the jars, and then you're going to want to bring this to a boil. And when it starts boiling, that is when you can start your timer. And I'm going to be processing these for 35 minutes. Now, if you don't have enough jars in here to fill up the canner, you want to just put some jars with water. That way these jars that are in here don't turn over. Five-minute timer, and then you can remove the jars. Now for the Tatler lid, we're going to wait till it quits bubbling, about 3 to 5 minutes it says, and then we're going to tighten down the band as hard as you can just with your hand. And I can still see the liquid in there bubbling, so I'm going to wait till that subsides before I crank it down. So like I said, about 3 to 5 minutes. And I use a towel because it's pretty hot. I'll let you guys know how they do.